Welcome to my channel, USA Battle Zone. If you're new here, sit back, turn up the sound, and prepare yourself, because today's story is one that shakes the soul, tests the meaning of honor, and reminds us that real heroes don't need applause, only truth. This is not just a story, it's a journey into pride, betrayal, sacrifice, and the moment justice entered the courtroom wearing 4 stars on its shoulder. The screen flickers as a storm rolls over a small courthouse in North Carolina, rain hammering against the pavement like distant gunfire. The American flag outside flaps violently in the wind, as if refusing to bow to the injustice brewing inside. Inside sits Chief Petty Officer Marcus Kane, a former Navy SEAL sniper, calm, broad-shouldered, with eyes that once saw war zones most people only hear about in whispers. His beard is trimmed, jaw steady, but his hands are clenched. Not in fear, but in hurt. 15 years of service, 11 tours, 109 confirmed long-range engagements, countless brothers saved, and today, he stands accused of being a fraud. The courtroom smells of polished wood and arrogance. Half of the seats are filled with people wearing skepticism on their faces like badges. Some came for justice, others came for entertainment. Cameras flash like battlefield flares, media vultures hungry for controversy. At the front, Judge Halvorson, sharp-tongued, rigid, famous for tearing decorated men apart if he senses even a thread of dishonesty, leans forward, tapping his pen like a countdown to execution. Before Marcus sits a velvet-lined case filled with medals. A Navy Cross, 2 silver stars, 6 bronze stars with Valor devices, a Purple Heart, a Combat Action Ribbon, Trident Pin, honors earned through sweat, blood, and brothers never returned. But today, they're evidence, not of valor, but of accusation. The judge clears his throat. Chief Kane, he says, voice cold as a rifle barrel, multiple testimonies claim these medals are falsified, your deployment records fabricated. Your service story, exaggerated for personal gain. Gasps ripple through the room. Marcus doesn't flinch. He simply looks down, remembering sandstorms, night ops, the tremor of a rifle under his cheek, the faces of teammates lost under black flag nights. He remembers Ambrose, his spotter, laughing before a mission, only to fall in Afghanistan 6 days later. He remembers dragging wounded Marines across a kill zone one by one under fire. He remembers the mission that earned his Navy Cross, the one classified so deeply only 3 people living know the details. But classified means invisible, invisible means unprovable, and unprovable, today, means guilty. His attorney, young, nervous, sweating, leans into his ear. They want you to confess. If you just admit exaggeration, we can negotiate reduced charges. Marcus turns to him slowly. His voice is low, thunder-locked behind restraint. I would rather spend my life behind bars than stain the names of the men who never made it home. That silence echoes heavy, like a moment before breach. The prosecutor stands, a polished man with a rehearsed smirk, waving printed documents like flags of triumph. Your Honor, the Department of Navy has no public record validating Chief Kane's medal claims. No official reports, no public acknowledgement. These awards appear, at best, exaggerated, at worst, forged. Murmurs escalate. Phones record. The prosecutor circles Marcus like a shark. You returned home a hero. Speeches, interviews, book deals. You profited off these claims. And yet, all we have is your word. Marcus finally speaks, voice steady like a trained marksman. I never asked to be a hero. I never asked for fame. I only told the truth about what happened out there. The prosecutor laughs softly. The truth, without proof. Chief Kane, truth is just a story. Those words burn deeper than shrapnel. A woman in the back, Marcus's wife, Emily, grips a folded letter. Their daughter, Lily, only 8, sits beside her clutching a small flag Marcus gave her before his final deployment. To her, Daddy is a hero. To everyone else today, a liar. The judge leans back. Well, Chief Kane, unless someone can prove otherwise, I see no reason these medals should not be confiscated and your claims formally denounced. A guard steps forward to seize the medal case. The room holds its breath. Emily whispers, chairs trembling, please, someone help him. And then, the courtroom doors explode open. Not physically, but with the impact of authority. 2 Marines step in first, dress blues crisp, faces carved from granite. Behind them, walking with certainty, command, and decades of battlefield experience, General Nathaniel Briggs. 4 stars. Combat legend. A man whose mere presence quiets chaos. The gallery erupts in confusion. Phones rise. Journalists scramble like startled birds. Judge Halvorsen freezes. This was not expected. Briggs walks straight down the center aisle, boots hitting the floor like slow, deliberate detonations. He does not look left or right. Only at Marcus. Marcus slowly stands, shock flickering across his normally unreadable face. The man approaching him is not just a general. He's the one Marcus saved on that classified operation, the one mission no one believed happened. Briggs stops inches from the bench, salutes Marcus first, a 4-star general saluting a man accused of stolen valor. Gasps slash the air. The judge stammers, "General Briggs, to what do we owe?" Briggs cuts him off, voice thunder. "I am here to testify, and to correct a grave mistake." He turns to the courtroom, to the cameras, the doubters, the prosecutor suddenly pale. Chief Marcus Kane's record is classified under Operation Iron Shepherd. I commanded that operation. Every medal he possesses, he earned. With blood, with sacrifice, with a courage most men will never understand. The courtroom feels electrified. Briggs steps toward the judge, pulling out a sealed leather folder stamped with red military clearance. For years, Kane's actions were kept secret for national security reasons. But today, secrecy ends, because a hero is being crucified for doing his job. He turns, locking eyes with the prosecutor, voice like a knife. "You questioned why there were no public reports. Because 10 were sealed. Lives depended on it. Nations depended on it." The judge tries to speak, fails, then gestures for Briggs to continue. And he does. He tells them how Marcus infiltrated a terrorist compound deep in the mountains, how he provided overwatch for 2 days without food or sleep, how he eliminated targets that would have wiped out 2 platoons, how he carried wounded soldiers across a valley under enemy fire, bullets tearing through his gear, shrapnel buried in his leg. And finally, how Marcus saved Briggs himself, dragging him from a collapsed tunnel after an explosion, refusing medevac until every last soldier was out alive. People cry. Reporters stop typing and simply stare. Emily covers her mouth with both hands, sobbing, shaking. Even Marcus, the stoic warrior, feels his throat tighten, because finally, someone is speaking the names of the brothers he lost, not to exploit them, but honor them. Briggs steps closer to Marcus, voice soft now. "You didn't tell the world what you did. You only told their stories. And for that, you deserve more than medals, you deserve a nation's gratitude." Then he turns, slowly, powerfully, toward the bench. "If there is any question of authenticity, I will personally have the Pentagon declassify the mission details. But let it be recorded today, Chief Petty Officer Marcus Kane is a hero." The judge, speechless and humbled, withdraws the accusation. His voice cracks as he clears Marcus of all charges, medals ordered returned with apology. The prosecutor sits down, defeated, spotlight gone cold. Reporters swarm like moths to fire. But Marcus doesn't care. He walks off the stand and his daughter runs to him, hugging his leg so tightly he might break. He kneels, eyes wet, whispering, "Daddy's home. And everything's okay." Emily joins them, tears mixing with rain still dripping from his uniform. They hold each other, a family that endured truth without proof, faith without evidence. And in the background, General Briggs stands watching, proud, knowing he just gave justice to a man who once saved his own life. He steps forward, resting a hand on Marcus's shoulder. "The nation sleeps in peace because of men like you. And today, they finally know it." Lightning flashes outside, but inside, the storm has passed. Marcus doesn't smile often, but today he does. Not because he was proven innocent, but because the honor of his fallen brothers was finally recognized. He picks up his medals, not with boast or pride, but reverence. For those who didn't return. For those whose names he still whispers at night. For those we call heroes, but never know. For those who serve without a camera. For those who bleed quietly so others may live loudly. For those forgotten, until stories like this remind the world what sacrifice truly looks like. The courtroom empties, but the story remains, carved into history like marks on a rifle barrel. And as the camera fades, rain stops, and flag steadies, you realize this is more than a story. It is a thank you to every warrior who wore the uniform. To every veteran who came home with scars we cannot see. To every family who waited at the window, praying. To every soul who gave some, and every brother who gave all. And that is worth more than medals will ever be. If this story touched you, if it made you think, feel, or remember, please like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe for more powerful stories like this. This is USA Battle Zone. And we honor our heroes.